Welcome to Force Talk, the Star Wars show talking anything Star Wars. May the Force be with you, my Padawan learners. What's going on, guys? This is a call to action to read Lost Stars by Claudia Gray. This is a fantastic novel, especially for all you female readers out there. And why do I say that? 3 reasons. 1, there's just not as many female Star Wars fans as male Star Wars fans. Feminists, don't attack me. You know it's the truth, and it makes sense because all they had growing up was Leia until Rey came along now. 2, in my experience, females read a lot more novels than males do. They just seem to enjoy that medium more than guys. And 3, Claudia Gray is a brilliant author who somehow managed to write a Star Wars novel that completely appeals to diehard fans, but it's also completely accessible to the uneducated fan. Guys will love this novel too. Trust me, I loved it. I'm just focusing on females because I think this particular Star Wars story is wonderfully appealing for the female demographic. Now, maybe you're not a big Star Wars fan, or you're sort of a casual fan, and this really doesn't have any interest for you, but I'm going to tell you why you should be interested, and that's because Lost Stars is an incredible love story. Yes, a Star Wars novel is an incredible love story. But before I tell you what it's vaguely about, I want to explain why I feel the need for this call to action. And that's because my whole life growing up, I watched girls read embarrassing nonsense. First, it was the Twilight craze. Bella, I'm different. What do you mean? Bella, what are you doing talking to him again? Then once that finally died, Twilight fan fiction created 50 Shades of Grey. You'll be my submissive. Sign the contract. Don't miss the fine print. Anastasia, have you been drinking? Get in the car. I can't stand any longer to watch people invest their time in these love stories where the guys are creepy, borderline restraining order level stalkers as good love interests. So the basic premise of Lost Stars is that it follows 2 children, Sienna Ree and Thane Kyrell, and they're growing up on a remote planet called Jalukin. And they both dream of being Imperial pilots someday. They don't really know the true nature of the Empire. They don't know that it's evil. They're just children, and all they want to do is dream of flying. They come from really different economic classes. They value different things, but their connection and love of flying brings them together in a way that no one else could understand. The story actually takes place through the entirety of the original Star Wars trilogy. It follows them from when they're kids all the way into their mid-adulthood, and as they learn more about the Empire, their relationship is really tested in ways that they couldn't have imagined when they were just kids dreaming of flying. That may not sound overly exciting, but I assure you it is. The crux of the story is really the dynamic between Sienna and Thane, and their relationship feels really natural. And the novel, time and time again, does such a good job of showing the tough line between loving someone almost unconditionally, but at the same time, you don't sacrifice your values and core beliefs for that person. You're still your own person. Sienna and Thane's relationship is complicated, as it should be, because all relationships are really complicated. They disagree often, but no matter who they are, no matter where they are, no one can take away the connection they feel with each other. Now you're probably thinking this sounds like an over-the-top love story, but I assure you it's not. It's also an incredible Star Wars story. As I said, it takes place through the entirety of the Star Wars trilogy, and there's a lot of really fun cameos from characters we know and love. But it's minor cameos. It's not Luke Skywalker or Leia. It's cameos that actually really fit the story well, and they feel really natural. It's not forced fan service. They really fit what's going on in the scene. And that makes it just a good scene for the casual reader and some nice Easter eggs for the hardcore reader. It's really neat seeing the events of the original trilogy from a different perspective. Claudia Gray has such a good grasp on the tone of Star Wars. When she's writing Star Wars, it's a Star Wars story. It's not like a fan trying to write Star Wars. It feels really natural and real. I said off the top that I think this is a really great story for females in particular, and it's not just because it's a good love story. It's because Sienna is a really great character. Look, I don't pretend to understand women. They're like a Rubik's Cube that can't be solved. You might get one side right and you think you're close to understanding, but then your next move you're horribly wrong again. But from the little I do understand about women, I thought that Claudia Gray did such a good job with Sienna, capturing the inner psyche of a girl growing up through a lot of various difficult situations. All the dialogue, all her actions, all the inner monologue was really, really well done. And if I'm a man saying that, then I know that there's a ton of other subtleties in that novel that would really appeal to a woman. And in case there's any loony love goods out there saying, oh, so you just think all girls are the same, don't ya? You're just a big old sexist. That's not what I'm saying. I realize girls can be different. I'm saying girls and guys in general handle situations differently, and the way Sienna handled and thought about situations in this novel seemed really accurate and realistic to me. Lost Stars was truly an amazing novel. I was so impressed with the balance of creating a novel for diehard Star Wars fans, but also just a great story that a casual reader who doesn't even like Star Wars would really enjoy. And for any guys that are thinking it's a little too girly, you know, it's a young adult novel, it's a love story, it's not at all. Love stories can be really well done if there's great characters and good chemistry between those characters.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere. Not like here. Here everything is soft and smooth.
See? What gets me even more excited is that Claudia Gray actually has another novel coming out tomorrow called Bloodline. And Bloodline is set 6 years before The Force Awakens with Princess Leia as the main character. So that's going to be really interesting to read. It might allude to some mysteries from The Force Awakens, so you should definitely check that out after you read Lost Stars, of course. So does anyone have any interest in Lost Stars? Have you read it already? If so, what did you think? Personally, I thought this was by far the best new canon novel in the Star Wars universe, but if I had to suggest another one, I would suggest Lords of the Sith. It follows Vader and Palpatine stuck on a planet together, and it really shows the power that they possess. But whatever you think, comment below and let me know, and if you like this video, click like. Thanks for watching this episode of Force Talk, and until next time, see you later.